All right, let's talk about how to absolutely crush that feeling of being stuck. You know the one. Today, we're going to lay out a powerful blueprint for turning that inertia into some serious, unstoppable momentum, taking you from a complete standstill to moving forward with real force. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You've got these big goals, these ambitions, but you just can't seem to get the wheels turning. It seriously feels like you're pushing against a brick wall, where all your effort just disappears. That state of inertia, it's more than just frustrating, it can completely drain your motivation and your confidence. But what if I told you there was a force, almost like a law of physics, you could use to smash right through that wall? Well, there is, and it's called momentum. Think of it as the ultimate antidote to being stuck. It's not some fleeting mood or a burst of inspiration. Nope, it's a real force. Kind of like in physics, but for your personal life. It's all about getting an object, and in this case, that object is you and your goals, moving, and then building up a force that just keeps it moving.
So, what do we actually mean by unstoppable momentum? Well, it's definitely not about one single heroic effort. It's a system you build, piece by piece, just by staying in motion. The best way to think about it is like starting a tiny snowball at the top of a huge hill. You start by stacking these small wins to get it rolling. You fuel it with discipline, and you stay laser focused on just moving forward. And this brings us to a really crucial mindset shift. So often we get trapped waiting, right? Waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect moment of inspiration. But momentum isn't built on perfection. It's built on progress. The second you decide to take one small, messy, imperfect step forward, that's the moment you start building a real, powerful force. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we put it into practice? Let's break down the 10-step blueprint for building this force in your own life. We're going to look at it in 3 key phases that will help you create it and, maybe more importantly, sustain it. So phase 1 is all about sparking that first action. Getting that giant, heavy flywheel to make its first, most difficult turn. You start with something small, a ridiculously easy win. We're talking answering one email, writing just one paragraph, or maybe just putting on your gym shoes. That's it. Then you take that huge, scary goal and you chop it up into simple, totally non-threatening steps. And finally, you commit to taking some kind of action every single day. Consistency right there is the engine of momentum. Okay, so once you're moving, the game changes. Now it's all about maintaining your focus. By tackling your most important task first thing in the morning, you use your best energy and you get this huge sense of accomplishment that carries you through the rest of the day. Using time blocks, literally scheduling focused work sessions into your calendar, protects your time from the usual chaos. And this next one, this is absolutely critical today. You have to be ruthless with distractions. Think of every single notification as someone tapping the brakes, creating friction that just kills your hard-won momentum. And finally, you've got to fuel your motivation for the long haul. This is what keeps that momentum going and even accelerating. Tracking your progress visually, like with a chart or a checklist, makes your effort feel tangible and real. Celebrating every little win reinforces that positive behavior, basically training your brain to want more of it. Having someone to be accountable to, like a friend or a mentor, adds that little bit of positive social pressure. And always keeping your big picture vision right in front of you. That's your why. It reminds you why you even started this journey in the first place. And this is where you can see the magic of compounding in action. Just look at this. Progress isn't a straight, flat line. It's an accelerating curve. The work you put in during week 3 is way more impactful because it's standing on the shoulders of the work from the weeks before. This is exactly why tracking your progress is so powerful. It gives you hard proof that all those small, consistent actions are adding up to create huge, undeniable results. You know, when it's all said and done, it really comes down to these 2 mindsets. You can wait around for momentum to find you, which, let's be real, almost never happens. Or you can get out there and actively create it. And here's the wild part. Even though starting is the hardest bit, once you build that momentum, keeping it going actually takes less effort. The process literally starts to fuel itself. And that brings us to the final, and I think the single most important takeaway from this whole thing. If you only remember one idea from this entire explainer, please let it be this next one. This is it. This is the whole game. You are not a victim of your moods. You're not a passive observer waiting for some magical lightning bolt of inspiration to strike. You are the creator. You're the one who decides to take that first tiny step. You're the architect of your own momentum. It's an active, deliberate choice that puts all the power right back where it belongs, in your hands.
So that leaves us with one final direct question. Forget about tomorrow. Forget about next week. Right now, what is one small, easy win you can go achieve today to get that flywheel started? The answer to that question, well, that's where your unstoppable momentum begins.